evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Pat Harvey.
And I'm Juan Fernandez. That Altadena family called for help, but there were simply not enough resources.
And KCAL's Jasmine Viel is live in Altadena tonight. She spoke to the son who survived the fire. Jazz?
Yeah, Pat and Juan, so this home right behind me, this is where Anthony Mitchell lived for decades with his two sons. I am standing right here more than 3 miles away from where this fire started. I am on the far edge, but it burned all the way through here. Now, Anthony was in a wheelchair. His son was bedridden, and his family told me that they had called for help to try to get them out of here for more than 12 hours, but it ended in such tragedy. Anthony Mitchell was a family man.
The best way I can describe my dad was funny and stubborn, but he loved us immensely. Like, he would have did anything for us.
His son Jordan lived with him and took care of his dad and older brother Justin, who had cerebral palsy.
My brother Justin was the happiest boy you've ever met in your life.
Justin loved books and barbecue.
He loved his children's books. All the books that he grew up as a kid, like the Arthur, Berenstain Bears, the Critter books. His favorite food was called barbecue burgers.
Jordan says he never left his family alone without a caretaker. But last Tuesday, he was not at home when the fire broke out because he was sick in the hospital. That left Mitchell on his own with Justin as the fire got closer. Mitchell was in a wheelchair after his leg was amputated a year ago.
Frankly, that's my worst nightmare, that I wouldn't be home, I wouldn't be around them, and something would happen. And someone would get hurt.
Jordan says his dad called 911 right after the fire started, asking for help evacuating. Resources were stretched thin, with dozens of evacuations taking place across this mountain community as the firestorm burned down homes miles away from where it started.
His last words were, "Help us." He was trying to get him and my brother out of here.
Anthony's sister Cassandra, who lives just a few miles away from here outside of the fire zone, told me that Anthony had called her at 6:02 a.m. Wednesday saying that they were still waiting for help to arrive. 20 minutes later, she got the news that their home had burned with them in it.
Dying in a fire is not a pretty way to go. No one deserves that, especially not my dad and brother.
Their deaths are among more than a dozen people reported to have been killed in the Eaton Fire. Crosses marking some of those deaths line a fence along Lake Avenue below the evacuation zone. Jordan says he is angry that no one could save the people he had vowed to protect.
Out of my immediate family, I'm the only one left.
And even worse here, I mean, Jordan says 2 of his other family members also lost their homes in this fire. He does plan to rebuild. He's asking for donations through an online donation page. And when he does, he told me, Pat and Juan, that it will be right here in his home to build it back up, and that he plans to find and frame those books that his brother Justin loved so much. Back to you.
We know that he'll do that. Yes, we're sending all the hugs and best wishes his way.
We sure are.